So, we're not just going to talk about cars today. Not really. This is a story about how one man's absolute obsession with speed created an immortal legend, a symbol of power, pride, and perfection that pretty much everyone on the planet recognizes. This is the story of the Ferrari mindset.
And let's be clear right from the start. This isn't some dry business case study. It's a human drama. It's about sacrifice, discipline, and incredible loss, and how one man's refusal to just live an ordinary life ended up forging a global symbol of excellence.
So you have to ask yourself, where does a legend like this even begin? It's not in a fancy boardroom, and it's not with some grand strategic plan. Nope, it starts with a single, life-altering moment for a young boy.
To get the picture, you have to go back to early 1900s Italy. Enzo Ferrari was born into a world where big dreams were, well, they were a luxury. His family wasn't wealthy. Life was a daily grind. But even then, something different was already revving inside him.
And then came the moment that changed absolutely everything. His dad took him to a car race. I mean, can you imagine it? The ground literally shaking, the smell of fuel in the air, the deafening roar of those early engines. For young Enzo, this wasn't just some fun day out. It was an awakening. He didn't just see speed, he felt it in his bones.
That experience, it was like it lit a fire inside his head. It sparked a philosophy, a kind of internal engine that would drive him for the rest of his life, this constant, burning rejection of being ordinary.
But, a mindset that powerful isn't just born from inspiration. More often than not, it's forged in the fire of loss. First, World War I came and just completely destroyed his plans. Then, unimaginable tragedy hits him. Not once, but twice. He loses his father and then his brother. I mean, for most people, that's it, dream over. But for Enzo, this pain, it didn't destroy him. It built him. It made his ambition darker, more intense, more serious than ever before.
And pretty soon, Enzo realized his true gift wasn't just driving, it was building. And this is the critical moment where he stops being just another player in the racing world and starts creating the world he wants to dominate.
In 1929, he founded Scuderia Ferrari. But here's the key thing to understand. He wasn't making his own cars yet. He was running a high-performance racing team for Alfa Romeo, and he treated it like a laboratory, a place where every single detail mattered and mediocrity was the absolute enemy.
And that famous prancing horse logo? That wasn't some marketing gimmick. It was the symbol of a World War I fighter pilot, a hero. His family gave it to Enzo for good luck, and he put it on a yellow background, the color of his hometown. So you've got courage, history, and local pride all wrapped up in one symbol.
It wasn't until after World War II, all the way in 1947, that the very first car to actually carry his name was born, the Ferrari 125S. And of course, it was powered by a monster V12 engine, because Enzo believed in absolute, undeniable power.
So you'd think this incredible machine just roared onto the track and completely dominated from day one, right?
Nope, not at all. Its very first race ended in a mechanical failure. But this is the Ferrari mindset in action. Enzo didn't see defeat, he saw potential. He actually called it a promising failure. What a powerful way to frame a setback as just a stepping stone.
Now that creator's vision would get tested again and again, and most famously, by Ford. When the American giant tried to buy the company, the whole deal fell apart over one non-negotiable point. Ford wanted control of the brand, but Enzo absolutely refused to give up control of the racing team. For him, that was the soul of Ferrari, and the soul was never for sale.
See, Enzo built something so powerful, so deeply ingrained with his philosophy, that it was always destined to outlive him. But how does a brand truly become immortal?
When he died back in 1988, that was the question on everyone's mind. Is this the end? Can the company possibly survive without its creator, its heart, its fiercely protective soul?
Well, fast forward to today, an entry-level Ferrari, that'll set you back around $300,000. Just to start.
If you want a limited edition model, you're easily looking at over $1 million.
And for a classic, a real piece of history, we're talking collectible art territory now. A rare Ferrari has sold for over $50 million at auction. 50 million.
But value isn't just measured in dollars, it's measured in dominance. And the Michael Schumacher era in the early 2000s, with 5 straight championships, was the ultimate proof. The system,
The culture, that obsession with winning that Enzo built, was now an unstoppable force, stronger than any one person. The legend was well and truly alive.
So what's the big takeaway from this incredible story? Well, it can really be broken down into a clear code, a set of principles for building something that actually lasts.
First, protect your standards relentlessly. Second, use pain not as an excuse, but as fuel to build your power. Third, remember that consistency over decades is what creates immortality. Fourth, understand that scarcity creates immense value. And finally, and this is the big one, build something bigger than yourself, a legacy that can thrive long after you're gone.
Enzo Ferrari built a machine and a culture to dominate the racetrack. So, that leaves all of us with one final thought to chew on. What track are you building to dominate in your own life?